Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to go ahead and then practically implement the Terraform variables concept named local values. Okay, so let's go back to our GitHub repository. We are in stack simplify / HashiCorp certified Terraform associate in 05 Terraform variables section. Inside that, we are entering into 0503 Terraform local values. So introductory part we have completed. So now we are moving on to the second step, which is reviewing or creating the C1 versions.tf and C2 variables.tf and then C3 S3 bucket.tf. Okay, so now let's go back here to our Visual Studio Code, and so you can see here in 0503 Terraform local values, C1 versions.tf is going to be same. So we'll move on to C2 variables.tf. So the first one, which is AWS region, is going to be as is US East 1, and which will be referenced here in our provider block. Okay, so the next thing is we need to define the app name S3 bucket used for and environment name. Okay, so both we are going to define. So control space, and we are going to say variable, and variable name is app name, and I'll say the description as application name, right? And type I'm going to give it as string. So now important thing here is, so we are not going to define a default value. So whenever we run the Terraform apply, at that point when it prompts us for the values for app name and the environment name, we are going to give it directly. Okay, so now we'll also define the variable here for environment underscore name, and description we are going to say environment name, and type is equal to string. Okay, so now let me save this, and we are in S3 bucket. So let's go ahead and then create the S3 bucket resource now. So let's create the S3 bucket resource. So control space and resource and AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket. Okay, and name of the bucket I can just say as my S3 bucket. So this is the resource type, and this is the local name of my resource referenced inside Terraform, right? So I'll have something called bucket, so which is nothing but bucket name, so we'll fill it later, and I'll have something called ACL. Okay, so ACL I'll just say it as private. Okay, I'm creating a private bucket. Okay, and I'll also add tags. Okay, so I'll say tags, and I'll write the tag as, I can just say name, and I can say some value. In the same way, I'll also say environment and some value, right? So in environment also some value. So now let's start with filling the tags. Environment, you can get it from our variable var.environment name. So let me complete that. Okay, so var.environment name. So next is name. My name of my bucket, I want to put it as, okay, app name hyphen environment name hyphen bucket. So my template is app name hyphen env name hyphen bucket. So it should be like this. So for that, what we are going to do, so we need to first get the app name variable, right? So this is the one, hyphen one more variable, which is environment name, right? You will define here, and finally you will also append bucket. So this is what you want to define. Okay, so first thing is var dot, and let's get the value from here. Okay, app underscore name, right? App underscore name, and here also var dot environment name. So let's also get this and put it here. Okay, so now this is the thing. So let me remove this. This is the bucket name. In the same way, I'll also have the name of my tag. Name tag also should have the same value. So this is what we need to use. So this looks complex, and if my bucket naming convention changes in future, I want to change the convention from environment name hyphen app name, something like this. So if that is the case, then I need to change here and then here. Instead of this, we can do one thing, something called, so we can define the locals. Okay, so you can define on top or down, anywhere is fine. Okay, so we can define the locals. Okay, so define local values here. Okay, so for that you can just say locals flower bracket open and then close, and you can give that as bucket name is equal to, and this entire value var dot app underscore name hyphen var dot environment name hyphen bucket. Okay, so this entire thing you can get it. So this is called some complex expression or argument, whatever you want to call here. So complex expression, this part. Okay, so this one, and now you just go here and then replace. So this resource, what we are going to do is we'll comment this. Okay, so I'll comment this, right, and then I'll replace it with locals. Okay, so let me put the S3 bucket here, right. So with the input variables only here. Okay, and now here what we are going to do is, so we'll remove this, right, and I'm going to say just local dot bucket hyphen name. In the same way for here the tag name also, I'll just change it as local dot bucket name. That's all. So now whatever the changes you make here, automatically it reflects for bucket name and also the tags. Okay, so that's the thing. So now let's go ahead and then test this now. So let's go to our GitHub repository and initialize, validate, format, plan, and then approve. So you can test it if you want. Okay, so we are not going to, we'll run plan and then leave it. We are not going to apply auto approve and then test it. See, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so 05 Terraform variables and 0503 Terraform local values and Terraform manifest. So I'll say Terraform init, right, and the next thing is, once the provider is downloaded, so we'll run the validate, right, any mistakes are there, we'll know, syntactical errors, and then we'll run the format. If you want, you can run fmt, so I'll not run that, so I'll leave that for you. So it is asking for the app name. Okay, so app name I can say app1. Okay, and environment name I am saying dev. Okay, so both it has prompted because in variables we didn't provide any of the values here. Okay, so any default values you didn't provide, so when you run it, it will ask for the information. Okay, so now it asked, and then now it will generate the plan. So we are not going to create a bucket, but once the plan is generated, you can review the plan in detail, right. So if you see the bucket app1 hyphen dev hyphen bucket. So what is app1? App1 is the app name, and then dev is the environment name, and then bucket. So it created in the same way naming. And here also in environment name var dot environment name dev came, and in name also local dot bucket name, which is app1 hyphen dev hyphen bucket. So like this you can use the locals for minimizing, means like whatever the core concept here is, ability to easily change the value in central place is the key advantages of local values. So in this format you can use the local values and then take that key advantage. Okay, so this completes the demonstration of local values for Terraform variables. So I'll remove the two things whatever I want to remove, which is .terraform.star and rm-rf any backup folder present. Okay, so with that said, I'll leave it with C1, C2 and then C3 for your demonstration. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lecture with another topic. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.